My name is Prashanth Venkatesh. I'm a student of the class of 2011. Currently, I work as a marketing manager in the beverages business at Hindustan Lever. In my role, I take charge of media planning, activations, growing the business in the tea category. I'm from the city of Chennai. I did my undergraduation in mechanical engineering. Prior to ISB, I actually had 4 years of work experience in the area. I was a market analyst for 4 years, which essentially, in a simple one-liner, it means that I had to understand new and evolving technology and how they would influence markets. So for instance, what would be the adoption of, let's say, iPhones in the market way back in 2005. So that was my 4 years of experience. So all my life, I basically knew that I wanted to be a marketeer. There was something about the profession which really excited me. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to do a business degree was try and break into the field of marketing. And at the same time, I also wanted to do an MBA because I wanted to be a general manager in a few years. So that's the reason why I decided to do it. I was quite clear that I wanted a career in India. And at that point, and very clearly, if you look at the number of business schools in India, there are many good business schools in India. But I was very clear that I wanted to go to a school which would have a great brand name, which would have best-in-class, education, be it in terms of professors or in terms of the courses. And 3, it would give me a very, very diverse network. So I wouldn't just be in a class with 500 other engineers, but I would have the option of meeting people from different industries and therefore learning new things from my peers and not just from the courses. I think in one word, my time in ISB was just exciting, because in 1 year you learn so many new things about the world, you learn so many new ideas, and you learn so many new things about yourself. So I specialized in the areas of both marketing and finance. My favorite courses would have to be marketing strategy by Dr. Jagmohan Raju. There was also a course called marketing Markstrack, where we basically had to simulate a real life market environment and take decisions which would influence what happens in the market. On campus, I did basically everything. So I did case competitions, I was participating in clubs, I was participating in different events. There are many case competitions which the campus gives you the opportunity to participate in. So for instance, there were contests from Deloitte, there were contests from Aditya Birla Group. Basically, what all this means is that not only are you being really theoretical, are you studying with your books, but you're also participating in courses which help you solve or address real life or business problems. Cliched as it might sound, the greatest takeaway really is, there are 2 things. One is the brand name. Just the opportunities that this brand name gives you across different industries is amazing. In just a matter of 10 years, the brand name of Indian School of Business is really, really strong, not just in, let's say, in an FMCG or in e-commerce, but also in places like finance and of course in consulting. The second big takeaway really is the diversity of network. And I want to really stress the word diversity here, because it is great to have classmates who help you in different scenarios. So for instance, if you have an issue where you have to deal with the government, you can talk to classmates of yours who are currently in the government or who were in government service earlier. If you have issues in your work which relate to finance, you have a whole bunch of classmates who are chartered accountants, who are absolute whiz kids in finance whom you can reach out to, and so on and so forth. But again, there is only one school in India which can give you this. As an engineer, prior to ISB, my line of thinking was very structured. Problem solving was largely dependent upon the kind of education background and the professional background I came from. Learning from peers was one of my best takeaways from the campus, because it would just happen that there were 5 of you in one room taking a look at the same problem, but having 5 different and correct solutions to the same problem. That was a big takeaway. So for instance, as a marketeer, I would just focus, let's say, on the top line. But there would be a finance person in the room saying that, look, where's the bottom line in this entire proposal of yours? And there would be another individual in the same team who would say, okay, what does this all mean for the employees? So it was really gave me a very holistic perspective. learning from my peers on all aspects of management. The other thing really is ISB really helps you explore yourself as an individual. So there are a lot of events, a lot of activities that just go beyond the class. So I would say classroom learning is probably only around 30-35%, but there are so many things to learn outside of class. So be it case competitions, be it the amazing library on campus, be it the learning programs, experiential learning programs, be it different centers of education within the campus. So there are a lot of things to learn on campus. So there are many great courses at ISB. The one course that I really take away is organizational behavior by Professor Jonathan Pinto. A lot of things that we take for granted, the course and the professor really demystified for you. So for instance, how do you manage teams? What motivates people? How do you influence your peer group? How do you influence decisions? At the end of the day, though your technical knowledge will take you a certain distance, unless you're able to bring teams together, unless you're able to charge teams, motivate people, you're not going to go a long way in your career. And this course really helps you introspect and understand how to do that. The word that most comes up when you discuss ISB is transformational. Why is it so? I think not only does the course, the campus, the 1 year help you become a better manager, but it also helps you become a better individual. So the course really, the campus and the school have really given me a lot of confidence. So for someone like me to come from a pure mechanical engineering background, to be in a field where I am in marketing in one of the best FMCG companies in the world, could have only happened if I had come to ISB. So that way, and today I really feel that when I take a decision or when I lead teams, there are a lot of aspects which I have developed only as a result of the school. So be it in leadership, be it in motivating people, be it in handling teams. And for that, I'm eternally grateful to the school. So the first day of campus, and when I met my study group for the first time, I truly understood why ISB kept selling itself as a school which had diversity. So there I was, an engineer from Chennai, from the south of India, and my four members of my study group, who are now my best friends. One happened to be an accountant from the Netherlands, who knew more about India than I ever did. Another happened to be an entrepreneur, which in the automobile space. Another was an entrepreneur who was in the technology space, who had started a few ventures of his own. And the fifth was a guy who was an analyst and who was advising Fortune 500 companies in India. And what was remarkable was that there was, in the matter of just by coming to this school, all of us were thrown in together into one room, and we had to then learn from each other. And that wouldn't happen anywhere else in the country, in any other business school program. The second thing is, even in class, so there is a term which a lot of people use called poets and quants. So, in your class is not just filled by people who are really analytical and who are very good at Excel sheets. There are people in your class who are from the humanities backgrounds. There are people in your class who are from defense backgrounds. And what that really means is that not only are you learning from your course, you're actually learning from all of them. And even though it might not occur to you at that moment of time, you do have aha moments 3 to 4 years later. I think one of my most cherished moments in campus really was meeting Seth Godin. So as an aspiring marketeer, I have followed Seth Godin's blogs for n number of years. I love the way he intuitively talks about marketing, about consumers, about new technologies which have come up. And to actually have him here on campus and spend time with students was truly amazing. The second individual who would have never gotten an opportunity to meet otherwise was Kiran Bedi. You've often heard of her, you've seen her on the news, but to actually have her in person, talk to you about the kind of difficult environments in which she had to make decisions and how she had learned from her own mistakes was truly amazing. I think one of the advantages that ISB has truly given me is that it's made me an individual who's not just good at analytical concepts or analytical subjects, but has also helped me in softer aspects like be it leading a team or in motivating a team or in taking a look at different situations objectively. And I think that only happens because the school not only emphasizes on hard subjects like marketing and finance, but also on how you can improve yourself as a leader, how do you improve yourself as a person, and basically soft skills. And that is a big edge which this campus gives you against other schools.